moment of truth for our country. Because when it comes to nation building, politics has to stop, or at least wait to an extent. We cannot sacrifice our nation, our future, the destiny of our children, the destiny of our unborn children, the reputation of our country, the beauty of humanity that we share on the altar of personal desires, of gaming that is called politics. The Attorney General, on the matter of the suspension of Fubara, installation of an emergency government in Rivers State, and disbanding anything democratically elected government, the Attorney General asked a critical question, and that question was, where is Wike in the scheme of things? In his words,
the playbook of the Honorable Minister of Federal Capital Territory. You see, there are occasions when, especially when it comes to national issues, we have to come out plainly and sincerely. Where do you put the Minister of FCT in this case? Was he the one who asked for the demolition of the House of Assembly? Was he the one who said the governor should not present his budget to the House of Assembly? Was he the one who advised the governor not to go through the House of Assembly for purposes of ratifying the commissioner?
Where do we put the FCT minister? Or the FCT minister did not feature. He is trying to be diplomatic about the situation, knowing full well that the president exonerated the antagonist in this matter, a man who has constantly been on the provocative side. And they ask, where is the place of the FCT minister in this whole thing? If he asks the Nigerian people that question, we are going to ask him, to ask Mr. President, how the same man you want to exonerate or take out of the scene of the battle, how he managed to put him as one of the persons in the fight with Fubara. When he said that he tried to intervene between the fights of the governor, Mr. Fubara, and Wike.
I have made personal interventions between the contending parties for a peaceful resolution of this crisis, but my efforts have been largely ignored by the parties to the crisis. I'm also aware that many well-meaning Nigerians, leaders of thought, and patriotic groups have also intervened at various times with the best of intentions to resolve the matter, but all their efforts were also to no avail. Still, I thank them.
Mr. President, invite all of us. Invite all of us for peace. After that day, we the leaders sat, we told the assembly, go back and withdraw that impeachment notice since Mr. President has intervened for peace. Instead of them to do their own part, they instigated so many court actions. Nothing like please what? So we cannot, our efforts, our sweat, we cannot be pushed out. We cannot be pushed out. All of you suffered. And somebody will just come because they gave him power overnight and said get out. You can tell us get out. And we ask yourself, this state, I don't know who's anywhere. Anywhere. But let me tell you today is 15th of putting President Ahmed Bola.
Bringing to the fore the fact that there is someone causing the problem from somewhere, who we all know as the former governor of Rivers State, Wike. Why was Wike referenced in the presidential speech of Mr. President in his declaration? If Wike is not a party that should be considered in the punishment of Mr. President, how come he deployed state assets? He deployed the arsenal of the nation to go and look for trouble in Rivers State. On what grounds would Wike take the assets of the state, our military, the police, the navy, every parastatal of our security apparatus, Wike deployed to Rivers State in his Thanksgiving? What he said is a Thanksgiving for his win in the courts. If it's not to be considered, then the state should be holding him accountable for misuse of state resources of office. He is supposed to be in the capital territory, Abuja. And then he deploys all the arsenal of state from that location to Rivers State to threaten the people who had told him not to come to foment trouble in Rivers State. In his words, how many them they? Why we not go win them? How many them they?
Ordinarily, I don't like things like this. But I said I will come. When I heard some people say I will not come here, I said I will come here. And I said this discussion must go on. Who them be? How many them there?
They have also meted punishment on Fubara on the grounds that he made a statement. In the attorney's speech, he said that Fubara...
No, then there were what I would call telegraphing of the militants, I would say by the government, and the reason I said so was when he beckoned to them that, he would let them know when it was time to act to the militants. Let us say it was wrong. Did he come out to disown them? The answer is no. And a week after they swung into action, you will see or witness vandalization of oil pipelines.
Telegraphed the militants. And let's look at Mr. Governor's speech. Mr. Governor only said that when it's time to make decision, he will lead. That is the work of the governor of the state.
When the time comes for us to take a decision,
job
I will lead the cause for that.
How has that statement been translated into bombing pipelines? In the first instance, it is Mr. Wike in his press interview that implied that they too can bomb pipelines. Fubara has never made comments about bombing pipelines. It is the militants in Rivers State who feel threatened by Mr. President and Wike's action that opine that if the president does anything untoward, he was going to wake up militancy in the Niger Delta. And Wike, in response, told them that it's going to be bombing versus bombing, militancy versus militancy. He said it in a manner that implied that they don't have the monopoly of violence. In other words, we too can do it.
Hold on, rubbish. Nonsense, nonsense. Listen, nonsense, rubbish. Tell me who are the militants? Who is not a militant? Who is born as a militant? No, tell me the person that's born the day you were giving birth. They say you're a militant. Who is not a militant? Who cannot blow at the pipeline? Why do you arrogate this power to a certain group of people? Ijaw people are the only people who can blow pipeline. What nonsense is that? Who told the people cannot blow pipeline? Who told the people cannot blow pipeline? Who told the people cannot blow pipeline? Why do we arrogate power to people? That's nothing like that. Dude. Who is the one doing the contract of the pipeline? Who is the one doing the pipeline contract? This one now. It's not an Johnson. It's not Tom Polo. It's not Antita. They gave you that to do something else. You are the one collecting money in German. And they say Ijaw people are going to blow pipeline. And somebody will hear that. That's crap. Look, the moment I hear that, to hell, how dare you threaten a country? How dare you? That which threat? It does not exist. It does not exist. These are political things planted by some people in government. Look, all of us know ourselves. All of us know ourselves. You make appointment of MG of NDC, they threaten, they blow pipeline. You make appointment here, they threaten, they blow pipeline. What kind of country are we in? As a sitting president, you threaten me that if you follow what the court said, I will blow up everywhere. Let the whole place be blown off. People must learn. Enough is enough. You don't tell me anybody that. I was a governor. I see security report. I said, this security report, this one is fake. I said, it's fake. I said, the director said, this one is fake. Take it out. I know where this is coming from. That's one security report you see. You laugh. Planted by people in government who are in support of what the young boy is doing.
A witch cried in the night. The child died in the morning. What these criminal elements do is that they cash in on every trouble in any location to bring to the fore their greed of grabbing power. I will continuously ask this question: what is Mr. Wike's locus on the Rivers State crisis? On what grounds will he be a legitimate party on what is happening in Rivers State? And if Mr. President feels that he has the powers to remove people from positions in the form of discipline, I also think that the minister whom he appointed, his appointee, is the person he should have sacked. He can do that because this man has constantly used the resources of the state to foment trouble in another location of the federation.
And the other one has to do with will the FCT minister play a role in the reconciliation? That will be an affair of people of Rivers State. If they want, they can call him. If he likes, he can call them. But I assure you that with this situation, a platform has been created for them to come together in the interest of the good people of Rivers State. So the question of separating or treating or giving preferential treatment to everybody does not arise.
And again, you want me? I'm human.
But you have to support Mr. President's vision and ahead of 2027. The idea is to get Rivers State for the president.
Don't even you tell me I have to support. Who is the one? Who is the battle of who? I'm the one. I am the one that will champion Mr. President. I'm also doing it. You don't preach that one to me. Everybody knows me in this country.
Mr. President Tinubu has been an adamant defaulter. He has always made mistakes. Right from the inception of his administration, it's from one mistake to the other, one flaw or the other. And in this matter, He has shown great partisanship. What is Mr. President's interest in what is happening in Rivers State? Well, Mr. President missed it in the first place, is to be used by Wike. If you ask me, Mr. Wike has used the president, and the president is the one bearing the brunt, ruining again yet his reputation as a man who has always been bent on following it the wrong way, getting what he wants the wrong way. If he had left Wike and Fubara to slot out their problems as two men fighting, they would sort themselves out. It wouldn't have impacted on the Rivers people and impacted generally on the reputation of Nigeria when it comes to constitutionality and the rule of law. And very directly on the president when it comes to doing the right things. Abuse of office. He wouldn't have become the infamous president he's becoming at the moment. But because he is eternally indebted to a criminal, eternally indebted to a bourgeois, eternally indebted to Wike, who ruffled every feathers, falsified results, orchestrated the deaths of many in an election, muddled up as election results, falsified millions of voters' values and numbers just to get a result for Mr. President, just to deliver Rivers State millions of votes for Mr. President. An action that has presented Mr. President as a desperate power mafia. He has constantly watched Mr. Wike slide with his shenanigans in Rivers State when, by law, he cannot be recognized in the governance of Rivers State. Whether or not Mr. President's approach in Rivers State will slide, I think it's just a matter of when. Because Mr. President has always been someone who likes to have his way. He did not wait for the National Assembly to approve of the change of government in Rivers State. And he swore in the new leadership. Emergency rule in Ibok, Ete Ibas. Now, this is why they destroy our opposition. Ordinarily, this is the work of the opposition, to tell the ruling party that we cannot hold this part. They should have stood firmly to make a statement at a point like this, but where they have all been compromised, where they have all been melted into the ruling party, where they have all become a one-party system, where they agree on something and see it through, what will Nigerians do? You see why they like to destroy our opposition. People have cited the Niger example as one of the reasons Mr. President might not succeed. But if you ask me, Niger is a sovereign country, and that is why he may not have succeeded. There is no way he could have moved his men to compromise the integrity of Niger when Niger moved to military rule without being a direct party in that case. But in this matter, President Tinubu is a direct party. He has presidential powers, the absolute powers a Nigerian president wields, that is destructive. And at this point, this is when we will know the powers of other arms of government, whether they are really functional. He can use his veto. He's already 50% over. He's already sliding. Now the grounds a series of explosions in Rivers State. Wike moved his men into Rivers State and made all his threats, and few hours later, explosions are going off. Even without proper investigation, Mr. President said he received security reports. Those security reports at this time might be revealed to the Nigerian people. If it is what the Mr. President read in his emergency suspension speech, then he indicted himself in so many ways. And that decision should not fly, because the points he made in his speech are not good enough to suspend a democratically elected government and enthrone an emergency rule. Desperate governments always cash in to situations like this to achieve what they want. It looks like Mr. President has achieved what he has always wanted with Wike in another way. What does this entail for our country? If you discover the Attorney General of the Federation in a subtle manner passed threats to other states, they are already telling other states that if they do anyhow, they will see anyhow. They are implying that by any means, if by any chance issues come up in your state, what is happening in Rivers State will be replicated in your state.
It is Rivers State's turn today. It can be anybody's turn tomorrow. Let the signal be clearly sent for those who want to foment trouble, who want to make the practice of democracy an enjoyment of deviant of democracy a mirage to think twice. So,
if this flies, Mr. President can wake up any day and declare a state of emergency. It is not just about Rivers State. It is about the survival of the democracy, the freedoms we enjoy in good leadership that democracy is supposed to engender. For our National Assembly, it is not a time to do the nays have it. It's not a time to do a blanket, the nays have it. It's a time to get the full house of the Senate on ground, because history is happening, because duty calls, because motherland, our nation, calls, our freedoms are on trial. Good governance is on trial in our country. And for those who are saying it's their war, it's not the war of the people. This is what determines what you get in your market. This is also what determines the value of your currency, the quality of life you live. It will pan out on you. Do not think that this does not concern you, because already Rivers State is destabilized. And if this anarchy goes on, the quality of lives will be impacted. The revenues the country generates will be impacted. The allocations of the states will be impacted. A lot of things will be impacted. So it's not time to keep quiet. And we cannot enthrone a dictatorship in civilian clothing. And at this point, it is important to state that within these happenings, the governor of Rivers State has not been cited. Whether he is safe, we don't know. There are rumors that he has been held hostage in the government house with his family. We want to believe that he's not being coerced into making agreements that are anti-people, because what started this problem in the first place is their seeming gentlemen agreements that they haven't told the people. And I hope that they are not forcing Mr. Fubara not to sing, because this man, that might be his last lifeline to blow open the agreements they had in the secrets and to deploy once again the courts of public opinion. Arise, O compatriots, lend your voice, speak for Nigeria. We cannot give up at this time. We must keep fighting for good things to be engendered in our country. We must keep fighting for the ones coming behind us. We must not allow our country keep moving in the direction of anarchy